Well, hi there, everybody. This is Dr. Schroeder with this week's video introduction to week number 3 of our course in the Principles of Healthcare Research. And once again, a very good week of discussion. This week's primary focus was talking about different ways to find evidence and the differences between primary and secondary sources of information. And for the most part in the discussion, that information was really fairly straightforward. Also in the discussion questions, we discussed, or one aspect of the discussion questions was on determining what the wording would be for a research question, and whether that research question that you identify, whether it would be a qualitative or quantitative methodology. And as I've been saying in the discussions and really through class, the wording and the choice of words that are used is important when we're talking about nursing research, because the research question is a very clearly delineated, clear, specific, this is what we're going to be looking at. This is what the focus of what the research is going to be. And so that research question, sometimes it is explicitly stated in a study, particularly in a quantitative study. It is quite often expressed very explicitly. Other times, in certain types of mixed methodologies and in qualitative studies, sometimes it's a little bit more nuanced. There isn't just one set question or one specific question. So sometimes it jumps right out at you. Other times it's a little bit more involved in more than just a one sentence statement. But every time a researcher seeks to find information, somewhere within the introduction should be that research question that serves as like the thesis. What is the point of doing this nursing research? And so I've given you feedback on those. You'll look for the grading for those later this week. Week number 3, we come back and we start looking at these two studies that we looked at before, the Beck study on PTSD, women with PTSD, and the Kokava study, the hand massage study. And we're going to talk about specifically what is the significance. And we're talking about identifying the significance and the purpose. Was for both of these studies, you'll be answering the question, did the researcher make their purpose clear? And was there significance described? Remember, significance just doesn't mean that there were significant results found. Sometimes a research will actually not find significant results, but just the fact that there's no results or that there's no evidence is in itself significant. So the significance doesn't mean is that, was the research necessarily earth-shattering or that it come up with some major new revelation, but rather, was there actually significance? In other words, was there a reason addressing a particular problem that would be appropriate for these studies? And that's something that is, again, common in all nursing studies. So I look forward to participating in class with you again this week. If you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. Look for your grading on the discussion questions from last week to be completed sometime, I would imagine, by the midweek. And we'll see you in the discussion forums.